So this has been in here, so yeah, ever since the first year I started collecting um, Subalpine fir. So it's got this nice twin trunk and it's really growing out. I mean, you can see what the alpine needles look like, and then you can see when I got it. It's probably first year and then second year there. So it's really growing a lot. I do want to direct some of the growth. Now it's right pushing out. So I'm gonna kind of dig out under here to see what's under there. I've kind of looked at different angles. It's a bit two-dimensional. But maybe with this little one coming up to the front, I want to try to make a stronger dominant one and a less dominant one. I'm a little nervous on this tree. It's funny how certain trees you just had for a long time and you haven't touched and you've grown and you liked, and you don't, I don't know, you just get nervous about touching them. Probably won't. There's a root coming out here, pretty big one. There's some small little ones here, but those aren't significant of any sort. Just a bit. Okay, so there's a root here, root back here, and root here. Now, when I look at the tree, I can fluctuate them a bit, but I want, I look at the straight section. This is really sort of nice. I do want a really thick base, and that is. You can see the thinness here. It actually kind of thins in. So this pretty much is the base. And if I give two a little turning here, I get. So I'm thinking something like this, something like that for you guys. Because there's a straight section here that kind of you kind of lose a little bit, which is nice. So I'm just going to take out all of this dead wood, start to clear it up. And what I sort of, those frogs, loud frogs. What I sort of wanted to do is direct a little bit of the growth. Right now I'm just taking out dead branches. They're just getting shaded out in here. There's some old ones. I'm cleaning them out, give myself some room. Yeah, so from letting it grow out too much, this inside growth has been shaded out and obviously died, and then it's just pushed on the outside a lot. So it's definitely time to clear it out. Now these backbud quite well. I'm not actually too worried. Here's a long, thin branch. It's pretty weak. Has a little shoot, but it's crossing right over, so get rid of that. Okay. So it's quite tall. I have to kind of decide whether I want to keep it as tall as it is. Yeah, that's definitely the angle. Here you get a straight section there and then a straight section up above. Here, this back trunk really moves a lot. You know, I kind of like these sort of like sub branches. I don't love this one, crosses over. But this is very typical of an alpine fir. Maybe I'll leave these lower ones for now. Just looking at the top. So, you know, there's a huge branch that's in here. It's crossing right over, really thick, for that height of the tree, right? One of the things I'm going to be looking at is seeing, okay, there's some thick branches up top here. And this is typical. You know, I want the proportions thicker branches up to thinner branches all the way up here. It's like this would be another good example. And I don't want it shooting straight up. I want to take the tops of both of these. I have to make sure this is strong enough. Tracking pretty close. Maybe I want to pull this forward a bit. But this is just too big. Even though it's right on the front, I gotta take it off. This could be a nice sort of defining branch. These are really crossing over. A little thin. And these are sort of bar branches. I'm sure though I'll keep these. And that's a nice place to cut back to. Minimally cut back through there. But there's a little bud on there, I would keep that one alive. That's so horrible to have something that's sort of down and crossing over. So let's get rid of this one. We'll keep that one. This front one can come down. This one. Like that little branch. Do I want this front one? It's really thick. I'm gonna say no. Take it off. This one might have to come down and around like this. Let's see, what do we got here? That's pretty good. This is really thick. Let's take this down to here for sure. Make an apex out of here, but I almost think we should go shorter. I almost feel like kind of hold it back and down. I mean, there's not much movement. It's so straight. Let's see. This guy's pretty good. Bring them both down, right? So all those branches are coming down. Let's leave it for now. A lot of branches there. I don't mind all these branches though. I do need to clear out this trunk a bit. Let's get rid of you. So this one just crosses right over. And this branch. Some bar branches. I like you. You're really big. Let's get rid of you. Just huge branches. Just like thick. Thick is what I mean. I say huge. You could surely cut it down to there. I do want this one quite a bit taller, right? Like I want to see this kind of towering over. I guess I can put wire on these to kind of move them. It's too much though up here. Right? That's too much. Oof. But if I cut it They're starting to see the trunks, which is nice. And I do like that there. Even there, the viewing angle. Even there. Yeah, there. Garden. Here's the twin trunks. So I think the angle's right there. I have that stick. Just to get a nice sliver there between the trunks, all the way through, and to kind of see them both. Yeah, so I'm really happy. It's just opened it right up. You can see both trunks. The apexes are looking decent. You know, the distinguishing between the two trees is a bit weak, like especially at the top of the tree here, kind of merge. You know, as you saw, I did take quite a bit to pull it back. So you know, I'm hoping some internal buds will. I mean, these Subalpine firs tend to really produce internal buds. So I'm hoping that some internal buds will, you know, sort of show up on some of these branches in here. It does have a significant more light, and I'm going to give it lots of light. It's in quite a big grow box there, and so it'll get a lot of fertilizer too.